it's indeed a very positive handover from the US yet another consecutive day. The Dow jumped nearly 600 points on Monday as investors hope Trump softens his tariff stance. The stocks on Wall Street rallied in optimism that Donald Trump may hold back from implementing some of his wide-ranging tariff plans, and so the US could skirt an economic slowdown from protracted trade war. The Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped almost 600 points or 1.5% overnight. The S&P 500 also added close to 2% yesterday. In fact, it has recovered 4% from its March lows. The tech-heavy Nasdaq Composite, on the other hand, gained more than 2%. In fact, the shares of Tesla, which have fallen nine straight weeks, were up nearly 12% yesterday. Now, Meta Platforms and Nvidia each climbed more than 3%. Now, despite these gains, it must be noted that investors remain jittery over a potential rise in inflation and recession ahead of the Trump April 2 start date for reciprocal tariffs. However, sentiment appears uplifted on reports that duties could be more narrow in scope and that sector-specific tariffs are expected to be delayed. Now, Trump late Monday afternoon said that he may give a lot of countries breaks on some reciprocal tariffs. He also told the press, following a cabinet meeting, that levies in sectors such as pharma and autos would still be coming in the near future, essentially confirming that they would not be away from the early April deadline.
Well, absolutely. That deadline is looming. It's just around the corner, and that is something that we're definitely looking at. And some concern that we had going into this week, of course, was on the lines of whether or not that momentum that we've seen towards the end of last week is going to be seen this week as well. And that is something that you're seeing play out, at least when it comes to the equity markets. Even when you take a look at oil, that's the one that gained 1%. Thereabout on Monday, you do have US President Donald Trump saying that he'll be imposing a 25% tariff on countries that buy oil and gas from Venezuela. So that is important. In terms of tariff commentary, other than that, you do have price gains that were capped. However, because you do have US that gave oil producer Chevron until May 27th to also wind down its oil operations and exports from Venezuela. So those are the two kinds of stories that you're seeing play out as far as oil prices are concerned. On the back of that, you do have Brent crude that was up 1.2%. US WTI as well, similar moves coming in 1.2%. And the level that you're looking at for Brent crude is somewhere near $73 a barrel. And when you take a look at US WTI as well, $69 a barrel is the kind of level that you're looking at least when it comes to US WTI. Of course, that's the OPEC plus price, OPEC plus hike in terms of output. That is going to be very important for prices. So definitely something to look at come April, Kanishka.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.